Servus Leute, willkommen zurück zu Tales of Ares. Erstmal speichern, damit ich weiß, welcher Tag ist. Oder welcher Tag der letzte Aufnahmetag war, 23.04. Ja, ihr seht, es ist lange her. Ich habe in der Zwischenzeit viel The Witcher 3 aufgenommen. Und ja, Tales of Ares ist jetzt wieder massiv im Rückstand. Aber was habe ich absichtlich so gemacht? Die dramatische Musik. Damit ich... Welche Taste war in? Nee. Ich konnte doch irgendwie rennen. Wie kann ich rennen? Nee. Vor allem drücke ich die Taste schon zum x-tausendsten Mal. Ich habe übrigens meinen Greifarm hier verstellt. Weil irgendwie ist er in letzter Zeit locker geworden und hängt schlaff runter. Und das stört die Mikroqualität. Deswegen habe ich ihn jetzt mal komplett ausgestreckt. Das heißt, das Mikro ist jetzt nicht mehr links, sondern rechts von mir. Und fast über den PC. Also falls der PC zu laut sein sollte, dann sorry. Ich hoffe, ich kann das Spiel noch irgendwie. Jedenfalls weiß ich, dass Shion entführt wurde. Seesterne. Und wir sind von unseren Leuten getrennt worden. Das ist mir im Kopf geblieben. Mehr nicht. Und wir haben Laws Vergangenheit ergründet. So ein bisschen.
Niori. Shion. Hi. Damn it.
Stimmt, weil ich gerade herausgefunden hatte, wie... Hä? Irgendwas blinkt. Ich höre es doch. Bling, bling. Irgendwie... Die sind zu mächtig. Ne, das bringt gar nichts. Das auch nicht. Ah, ich renn rein. Ja, ja, ist gut. Das auch nicht. Warum sind die so mächtig? Ja, super. Ich kann kein Overlimit. Ja, ja, ich werde sterben. Das habe ich gar nicht eingesetzt. Ja, super. Ich werde sterben. Ja. Was? Die muss ich besiegen? Oh, das wird scheiße. Das wird sehr scheiße. Ich habe schon die beste Ausrüstung, die ich haben kann. Oh je. Ich mache kaum Schaden bei dem. Der zaubert irgendeinen Blödsinn. Wie viel Schaden mache ich denn? Nein, weg. Wow, knapp. Achso, von vorne mache ich kaum Schaden. Nee, nee, nee. Zaubert der Blödmann wieder. Tatsache, von hinten muss ich. Ah. Ja, ja, ist gut. Ja, das hat's gebracht. Stichattacken in den Rücken. Oh nein, sie zaubern. Hört auf. Ja, er liegt am Boden. Wow. So sind die Kämpfe richtig ätzend. Ja, ja, Elden Ring, wie auch immer. Diese beiden Typen halten aus. Oder ich bin einfach nur so schwach. Was ich eher glaube. Nicht von vorne angreifen. Ah, ich depp. Ja, ja. Oh, nö. Ja, nicht Arzt. Ich brauche diese Allheilmittel oder wie es heißt. Da. Gut. Nicht frontal. Oh nein, er ist seit sauer ist fast fertig. Ja, muss sein. Währenddessen zaubert der andere Blödmann schon wieder. Ja. Nein. Boah, es dauert ja ewig gegen die. Gut, der erste. We did it vor allem. Nein, nein. Kein Eis. Ja, das war gut. Aua, das war nicht so gut. Ja. Immer schön stechen. Oh. Aber nicht von vorne. Und auch nicht von der Seite, bestenfalls. Hör auf! Immer weiter draufhauen! Ausgewichen. Ist er jetzt endlich tot? Ja, ich weiß, der Endschlag ist eigentlich auch noch da, aber den setze ich nie ein. Fall um. Danke. Mann, was die aushalten, wenn ich nur so ein 0815 Schwert habe.
What happened just now? Normally you'd be able to take that thing with your eyes closed.
Thank goodness you're alive. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm just glad we found you in one piece. You were the only one still missing. There's a village back the way we came from, Thistleim. Kisara and La are already there.
Frinwell, where are we?
Ganith Harros, Volron's realm. Remember?
Ushered by the waves straight to the enemy stronghold. A rare stroke of luck, it would seem.
Luck?
If Volron's here, that means Shion's close too, right?
Shion? Oh. Right. Of course.
Are you sure you're feeling okay? You seem a little off.
He's probably just exhausted. Let's save the catching up for when we're back at the village.
Rächer in Rente. Wieso? Wieso in Rente? Das ergibt null Sinn. Erweiterte Ausweicheffekt. Zurückgelegte Entfernung beim Ausweich. Oh. Heilige Lanze. Klingt mächtig. Das wollte ich nicht. Sprung in der Luft ist unnötig. Was hast du sonst noch? Hat kritischen Schaden. Klingt natürlich gut. Und was hat Doalim so drauf? Arzt zu unterbrechen der Garde gewirkt werden. Das klingt natürlich mega geil. Das werde ich nehmen. Dohalim ist natürlich immer für eine Überraschung gut. Ja, Alphen, jetzt wo er Schmerzen fühlen kann, ist er nicht mehr so mächtig. Ich ignoriere euch.
Speaking of Thistlelim, it's populated by Danins, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh? The whole town was built by Danin defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zoogles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now, trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Yeah.
And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
Ich habe vor allem keine Taste gedrückt, aber gut.
I believe we should hold off on speculation. Simply keep an eye.
Jetzt wisst ihr wenigstens, was mit Alphen los ist. Und irgendwie kommt mir Sound so vor, als ob er ziemlich laut wäre. Hier muss eine Eule in der Nähe sein. Da hinten. Ich kann nicht springen? Warum kann ich nicht springen? Vor allem, wie komme ich an die Eule da hinten ran? Na gut, gehen wir erstmal weiter. Ach so. Nein! Eule! Ach, verdammt. Na gut, zu Law und zu Kisara. Law wird auch Augen machen. Ah.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Ja, da draußen... Ich dachte schon, ja, da draußen ist eine Eule, aber da komme ich nicht ran.
Alphen! Boy, am I glad to see you safe.
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
When the ship sank, I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah, and now we can finally go rescue Shion.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I remember being up on Lenegus.
Go on.
was abducted from Dano. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Danon?
No. They kept me locked in a strange facility. They experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almadria's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign. It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the Blazing Sword, the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
They said it was for something called the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegis is true, then maybe you really did meet Shion. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
But Shion said she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Shion I knew from Lenegis. It was Naori. She was a Renan maiden they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Wait, so this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Shion? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Shion Imeris?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
The mask? But why?
To keep my soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords can claim, I'm sure.
You really expect us to believe this? First the Sovereign, then Lenegis? You couldn't possibly have done all that.
I wonder. In ancient scripture, There is tell of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegis, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years, and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renin invasion of Dana. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human being. Deep down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home, committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me. So much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop! Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock.
Kisara.
Listen, what you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shion? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shion too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shion's rescue? What do the others think?
Um ehrlich zu sein, jetzt fängt das Spiel langsam an aufzudrehen. Also die ganze Zeit über hat es mich nicht so sehr gepackt. Jetzt endlich fängt es an. Nach, ich glaube, 60 Parts oder so. Na gut, der Witcher 3 hat auch so kurze Anlaufphasen gehabt, wo es geil war und dann war wieder Langeweile hoch 10. Naja. Ich hoffe, dass dieses Spiel hier jetzt den Schwung beibehalten kann. Und ich hatte ganz vergessen, dass ich hier dem Mädel Rinwell noch die Flügel angelassen habe. Okay. Dohalim.
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Danon, do you bear the same crest as the current Renin sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Danon for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I've never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
Also ganz im Ernst, ich mag Dohalim total gern. Warum, weiß ich nicht. Okay, da ist Kisara. Da hinten ist Rinwell. Ich glaube, ich werde ihr Flügel einfach lassen, weil es irgendwie süß damit aussieht. Wo ist Law? Law ist wahrscheinlich da oben. Genau. Gut, mit den anderen Personen werde ich dann beim nächsten Mal reden. Das war Tales of Ares. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Pfiat euch.